Reality check man from your device, so you know, say Aromatic Realistic TV. Anyway, peeps, today without any further ado, I want to take a look today in our local media in Jamaica and the role of the media, the role that the media is supposed to play for the citizen of Jamaica against the government. The government is there doing what they do, but the media is there as a watchdog for the citizen of Jamaica. Or in other words, to hold the government accountable. The media is there as a buffer between the government and the citizen of Jamaica. The media is there to remind the government of Jamaica before they do something, they think twice, because we're gonna publish it and we're gonna bring this awareness to the citizen of Jamaica. But I say that to say this: the media is now becoming one of the most detrimental weapons to the citizen of Jamaica. I will repeat myself again. I said the media is now becoming one of the most detrimental to the citizen of Jamaica. And I know a lot of you are gonna say, why is he making that broad statement about the media? As soon as you take a little time out to hear me out and don't just scroll this video along, but listen and hear me out. There is three things that you need to become a dictator. Three things you need to become a dictator. One, the military, the Jamaica Defense Force. Second, the police, the JCF, the Jamaica Constable Force. And thirdly, the media. The Andrew Holness-led administration already have the soldier and the police working for him as if they are his personal bodyguards. The media, they were already saying 95% bought by the Andrew Holness-led administration. And to rub salt in the wounds, we now see where the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, has just paid $7.5 million to local media outlets in Jamaica to broadcast his debate presentation in the House of Parliament recently. I repeat what I just said. The Prime Minister of Jamaica has just spent $7.5 million to televise and broadcast his budget presentation recently. And it was only for 4 hours. Now, I'm saying to the Jamaican people, what is the role of the JIS? You know that J, that I, and that S that come up in the evening? Jamaica Information Service. So whatever the government of Jamaica do, the Jamaican Information Service is there to translate that to every citizen of Jamaica who is inside Jamaica and who is outside Jamaica watching them on the net. I will repeat, the Jamaica Information Service, that is a part of the government, and that should be the government mouthpiece, who translate from the government to the citizen of Jamaica. Why we choose to use local media outlet to televise and to broadcast the Prime Minister of Jamaica budget speech. And when I said before that the local media of Jamaica is no more detrimental than the Prime Minister of Jamaica, you see where I'm going. Me want you to follow me. Me want you to follow me. When I said the local media of Jamaica is no more devastated to the citizen of Jamaica than even the Prime Minister of Jamaica, you see where I'm going. Huh? You see where I'm going. Just think about it. So now what is taking place? The media of Jamaica is now giving the government of Jamaica to bring their political agenda across without no disturbance. They're giving the government and Andrew Holness of Jamaica now the access to continue to rob and steal taxpayers' money. Without any disturbance. Because they take side with the government. Now, you know, strategically and intelligently, we see where the Prime Minister is going. Strategically and intelligently, now we see where the Prime Minister is going. People don't follow me. I already have the police force. And I already have the military, the Jamaica Defense Force. And now I want to take over the media all entirely. Why the Prime Minister of Jamaica pay $7.5 million to private media outlets in Jamaica when we have the Jamaica Information Service, the JIS, who is the mouthpiece for Jamaica, who is the mouthpiece for the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and all government officials to translate the communication from the government to the citizen of Jamaica. Why the Prime Minister turn away from them and go to private media outlet? You know, see where we are go? So the media is on his side. So the media is now giving him the access to do whatever he feels like, to bring whatever political agenda, all the corruption that is taking place, all the thieving, mismanagement of taxpayers' funds is now gonna be silent. Because if you watch how the media operate, they are not consistent. When it comes to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and the Prime Minister of Jamaica administration. Every media house in Jamaica backed off. There is not one consistent media house in Jamaica that follows the Prime Minister and his administration corruptions. I said, there is not one consistent media house in Jamaica who follows the Prime Minister and his administration corruption. Let's talk about the education ministry and go back to Rural Reid, who steal millions away from our youths, and he's still out there on the street. Where is the media and their consistency? When you look at a petrojam, who we the taxpayers pay $2.5 billion every year to purchase oil to store it there at petrojam, and 500 million barrels of oil went missing under the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Where is the consistency in the local media outlet in Jamaica? When we look at a man, Patrick Bailey, who was at the time when that murder took place in his home, was representing the Prime Minister of Jamaica. At the time was representing the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And he's still out there walking up and down. A man was murdered in Patrick Bailey's house. And he's out there and walking up and down. And you incarcerate Vice Cartel. You incarcerate Vice Cartel. So you have him on phone. Said Vice Cartel kill another murderer who is Lizard, who is a top murderer. You incarcerate Cartel with tampered evidence. Because you don't have any evidence. You don't have anybody. You don't have nothing. But you put him away based on phone evidence, forensic evidence. But you have the former lawyer who was representing the Prime Minister of Jamaica at the time the murder committed in his house, out there walking up and down scotch-free. Where is the consistency of the media in Jamaica? A Grace McLean who gone with 120 million, again from the education ministry. Where is the local media and the consistency of the CVM, the Nationwide, the TVJ, the Jamaican Gleaner, the Observer, the Mellow, the Roots, name them, who the Prime Minister now psychologically have in his pocket. The Prime Minister bought them, but he just used this moment to say that he paid them to televise his budget speech. But when you look deeply, as we are doing, we know what is taking place here. And it's the Prime Minister of Jamaica is buying off the media. The final straw to break the camel back. Because remember, you already have the military and you have the police. And the final straw to break the camel back is the media. Is the media. So I say to my fellow Jamaican, the CVM and the TVJ, the Nationwide, where my grandmother, my grandfather, my mother, and the whole of one love to sit in front or put them little radio them ears and listen what is taking place in the country, because that's their only source of news or their only source of intel. Their only source of communication is the media to them. So that's where they draw their conclusion from. And to know that these people are now on the side of the government who is oppressing the citizen of Jamaica. The media outlet where your grandmother and your grandfather, your uncle, your cousin, who sit down on a daily basis to listen to the news, to gather their intel, to draw their own conclusion, so that they can have a dialogue in the conversation. It's only giving them fake news. Because the real news is under the carpet. The media is there as the watchdog for the citizen of Jamaica. In other words, I said before, the media is there to hold the government accountable. The media is there to hold them foot to the fire. The media is there as the buffer between the government and the citizen of Jamaica. The media is there so the government can think twice before they do wrongs. But when they bought the media, what does that do? It gives the government the access to bring their agenda across without disturbance. Without disturbance. Let I read something for you. Freedom of the press, or they call it the free media. Right? So freedom of the press, or freedom of the media is the fundamental principle. That's communication and experience through various media, including printed and electronic media, especially published materials, to be considered a right to be expressed freely. You hear what I just said? Freedom of the press or freedom of the media is the fundamental principle that communication and expression through various medias, including printed, electronic medias, especially published materials, should be considered a right to be exercised freely. Oh, it's going to be a right to exercise freely when the government of Jamaica bought all the media houses in Jamaica. Think about it, my fellow Jamaican. We are in deep shit if we allow this crook, this bandit, this man who don't have no form of integrity or even the ounce of quality in him to lead our nation for another term. Jamaica is at the brink to capsize. Take this warning and do something about it. Else history will speak of Jamaica in a devastated way. Much love, and stay tuned to Aromatic Realistic TV. Like and share. Follow me over YouTube. It's never too late for a shower rain. Walk and live good, my fellow Jamaicans. God and good road. Peace and love. I'm out.